The Chicago Blackhawks just surprised everybody who was watching this game, pulling out a absolutely dog win against the Calgary Flames. They deserved it. You know, they might not have played their best, they might not have played the best team in the league, but they absolutely deserve this win. Going out, showing that even though they're missing pretty much their entire starting lineup, they can still compete with other NHL teams. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, as well as a few potential returning players that might be coming back from injury sooner than we may think. But before we get into all of that, we noticed that about 83% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to join us on the road to Macklin Celebrini in the first overall pick, make sure to hit the sub button. It means a lot to us, and you know, it's a pretty interesting time to be a Blackhawks fan, so make sure to join us along with this. But Nick, just first of all, I wanted to ask you what you think about this game. Obviously, I think everybody thought they were going to lose, including me. I did not think this game was going to be even close. But they managed to work out. Colin Blackwell played an amazing game. Petr Mrazek stood on his head once again at home. But what do you think about this win? It's a character win. What do you think about it?
Well, you know how much I love the one-goal wins. I love to see that because it builds a character in the locker room, like you said. Like, you guys have the confidence now that you know you can go out and win those one-goal games. You're not going to win every one-goal game. You're going to lose a lot of games by 6 or 7. That's just the way it's going to happen when you're going through a rebuild like this, especially when the bottom third of your lineup is probably mostly AHL players. So it's going to happen like that. But whenever you can get a win, especially with a lineup like that, and Connor Bedard, you're obviously your star player out, that's perfect for Chicago.
You're absolutely right. And speaking of the lineup, I just wanted to show you guys what we're rocking with here. This was in no way what you wanted to see starting a game a Sunday afternoon. I'll be honest with you, this is not exactly what you wanted to see. But they managed to work out well. I really did enjoy watching that line of Kurashev, Dickinson, and Blackwell. They played very well. We know Dickinson's having a career season. Kurashev's playing well this season after missing the beginning of it. And Colin Blackwell had probably the game of his life, to be honest with you. Definitely his best game as a Blackhawk of all time. But the rest of the lineup, you know, it was kind of a mix of everything. Nothing was really working out, I guess you could say. It worked out at the end, but nothing was really gelling together to make this, you know, something that we wanted to see. And I'm sure a lot of Blackhawks fans probably have mixed opinions on this win. I think a lot of people don't want to see this team win, knowing that they have a prime opportunity to lose, to keep on going down and down and down to get that number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever pick that the Blackhawks are going to get. Because it's probably going to be one of those 3 by the end of the season. But you know, we can't just talk about that. We obviously have some new additions on this team, including Zach Sanford, who they claimed off waivers just after we posted our video yesterday. He was on the second power play unit. No other team in the NHL, AHL, ECHL, WHL, whatever you want, it would ever see Zach Sanford on the power play. It's obviously something that, you know, just shows how desperate the Blackhawks are. But another thing we want to talk about here is Lukas Reichel had the absolutely prime opportunity to take a hold of this team now. You know, he's the guy that people are going to watch that Bedard is out, and all like the stars of this team are out, apart from Kevin Korchinski. But by the second period, at the end of the second period, his shots for and shots against while on the ice were 2 for and 9 against. You know, obviously the Blackhawks are going to be having more shots against than shots for, but you want to see Reichel do better on this. Nick, what do you think? Do you think Lukas Reichel, you know, what do you think about him on this team right now, where he does have the range, the opportunity to show that he can be this guy? And obviously he's been struggling this year, but what do you think he needs to do in the absence of Connor Bedard?
Well, I mean, they don't really have the option to send him to the AHL anymore. Maybe before all the injuries, they had the option to send him, but you really can't now. You've got to keep him up there because he's one of the best caliber players you're going to have up there, the young and skillful player. With Connor Bedard out, this is a huge opportunity to showcase that he can be one of the guys on this team alongside like Philipp Kurashev and Jason Dickinson. Of course, Jason Dickinson's probably not going to be a huge part of the future, but they were hoping Lukas Reichel could be, and obviously alongside Philipp Kurashev, they're probably the 2 most high promising players on that forward on those forwards right now. Obviously with Bedard out, this opportunity for him is huge, and for him to be wasting the opportunity like this is just not good for him at all.
Yeah. Now there's going to be lots of time as well that he can have this opportunity to show what he can do in the absence. We know Bedard's probably going to be out what seems like from you know, other job breaks and job injuries, 4 to 6 weeks, which is a long time. Unfortunately, that Connor Bedard will be out, but it's lots of time for Reichel to take over that position as well and show that he's still the guy that the Blackhawks fans, the Blackhawks organization, and himself want to be for this team. And, you know, this game was by no means a beautiful game. This was one that it's just gritty. You know you're going to have to get some dirty goals, and it's exactly what happened. We've seen at the end of the game some hat-trick hunting for Colin Blackwell. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. Missed 2 open nets, but you've seen a lot of bounces off the glass that were not ideal and a lot of stuff. But that's what the Blackhawks are going to have to do. You know, in the situation they're in, they don't have anybody that can just walk down the ice, take the puck down the ice, and score a beautiful goal. That will not happen in the absence of any of the players they have out, especially Connor Bedard. But, you know, this is exactly what they're going to have to do. Although you might not want to see them win every game, there still are games that you want to win. You know, this is definitely a good start for the unfortunate absence of Bedard and this whole lineup with Nick Foligno and everybody. You know, getting this win, like you said, Nick, earlier, is going to build up this dressing room a lot, knowing that, like, they won it in an NHL game. You know, it's kind of crazy to say that because obviously they're all NHL players. Some are mostly AHL players, but it's just a good opportunity for the path that they have over the next few weeks and months, knowing that this lineup's still going to be depleted for a long time. But we have some good news here as well. This from Charlie Romeliotis' 10 observations at the end of the game. Joey Anderson, Seth Jones, and Taylor Radish each skated on their own after practice on Saturday. They've been on the ice a few times before them, which indicates they're probably getting closer to a return to practice. Tuesday's game versus Edmonton might be a bit too soon for a return to the lineup because Monday is a scheduled off day. But who knows at this point? The Blackhawks are desperate. And, you know, that's absolutely right. Obviously, I think as soon as these guys can get back in the lineup, that's going to be the case. We've seen everybody asking, like, you know, when the injured guys come into the dressing room, go in for, the gym or whatnot. They're always asking, it's like, you feel good enough to play? Are you ready to play? Can you play? Can you even get, like, maybe 2 feet on the ice for 5 minutes? You know, they're desperate, like they said. But this will be a huge return if, you know, they can come back as soon as possible. Now, obviously, the Blackhawks are in no situation to rush anything coming back from injury. You know, it's not gonna be turning around their season to make the playoffs. They're gonna be bad. They're still gonna be at the bottom of the standings, regardless of if everybody comes back. You know, it's not gonna be anything major. So if players can come back, I'd say they will, but they're not gonna rush anything, you know, too quick. But Nick, what do you think about, you know, when these guys come back? Do you think that they're going to change up the lineup to what it was originally? You're going to think they're going to, you know, take a look at some of the guys who are playing now. If someone plays well in the absence of some of these guys, I think they might keep them up because, you know, just say, like you said, you can't send Lukas Reichel down the AHL right now, but just say some forwards get healthy, someone who's taking his place starts to play good and he's still not getting there. Do you think they send him down? What do you think about this whole situation?
Well, I think that counts on almost everybody coming back at this point, and I don't think that that's just going to happen all at once because there's going to be more injuries. That's just what's going to happen. So he's got, like you said, he's got the opportunity right now to take grasp of that role that they want to put him in. If he doesn't take it, maybe we'll see later in the season he gets sent down or something like that, but I just don't think it's in the cards right now. I think a guy that they're hoping that comes back is Taylor Radish. A guy who was a 20-goal scorer for them last year. He hasn't quite got off to the start that he had last year. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points in like 37 games, I think, this year. So he's not quite off to that pace that he was last year, almost 40 points and 20 goals, like I said. But I think that's one of the guys they're hoping to come back on offense. That might give them a little bit of room when some of the other guys come back as well to maybe move Reichel down and give him some more experience down in the AHL.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, they don't have much of a choice right now, like we said.
No.
You know, Rem Pitlick will be with the team soon. He couldn't get there, was supposed to be there in this game, but weather issues delayed his time getting to Chicago, so he couldn't be there yet. But, you know, this is a good win. This is a really good win for the Blackhawks going for the next few weeks, knowing that it's not going to be easy to see this team play, get to have the lineup all jumbled up, you know. But it worked out, you know. Obviously, they went 11 forward, 7 defense here. It's probably going to go back to 12-6 next game when Rem Pitlick gets there. But we've seen some players step up today. It's just exactly what the Blackhawks need, what they need to see. A few injury scares this game. You know, Alex Vlasic left for a few moments at the end of the third period. Like you said, Nick, injuries are going to happen, so I wouldn't expect this team to stay exactly as it is for the time being. There's still going to be more injuries, which, whatever you believe in, you gotta hope that nothing happens to this team at this point, because it will get bad if they do. But, you know, character win, very good with the Blackhawks, proved a lot in this game, and it's one you gotta hold up high for the time being. But that's all we got for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a like, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. It means a lot to us, you know, this hard times watching the Blackhawks. So if you want to join on the Blackhawks hype train, the road to Macklin Celebrini, join the channel, subscribe to it, and it's going to be a very exciting time, even though it sucks at the end of the season. But that's all we got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.